Oh, it'll start at 4?
It's starting now.
Okay.
Hello, loves. It's Josie. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Eccentric. I am getting my whole life together. Yes, my whole life. So just bear with me here. Ooh, there's someone at the door. There's someone at the door. La-di-dum. Mondum. All right. Now I need to go ahead and bum bum bum. Okay, perfect. Wait. I'm looking at something else. Hold on, y'all. Whenever you hear doorbell or whatever crap, that's just somebody joining. All right. From what I understand, I am recording, but if I'm not, then so be it, you know? So right now, what we are doing is we are looking at the Vedic chart of Jonathan. That is all I'm going to give you as far as that person's name that is sitting right next to me. So what is it that you brought up that you wanted to look at?
Let me go back to
Mute yourself.
This says here call via device audio. I don't know if
You don't need to do anything. Just if you're already muted, then right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
So what are you doing?
Back to the Vedic chart.
Oh.
Because I forgot what I was looking at.
Jonathan was looking at his 10th house at the time that he brought up looking into the Jupiter in his 10th house. He has Jupiter on the 10th house cusp in Aquarius.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the 10th house. Remember, I have old videos. I have a whole Vedic astrology playlist, you guys. So if you don't know how to figure out what the houses are in Vedic astrology, I suggest you go and look at my Vedic astrology playlist. We count the houses. They are actually helping us out by having the numbers there, because usually, not the numbers, the what do you call it? I can't think. The glyphs. These thingy thingies, the sign glyphs, because this is the first house, but there's a number 2 up there. That 2 it is correlating with Taurus energy. Jonathan is a Taurus rising, okay? But without birth data, the first house would be Aries, and then so on, Aries, Taurus, yada, yada, all the way to Pisces here. But because we're looking at birth data, we're looking at a person that has a Taurus rising. So this is still the first house though. So you still got to count counterclockwise from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is how you know what house you're looking at in Vedic astrology, okay? The house is not the sign. These numbers in the houses, that's the sign. Usually in Vedic astrology, you don't even see the little glyph for Taurus or Gemini, yada, yada. You just see that number. That's it. The number represents the sign. Okay, so let's come back over here. Go to my Vedic astrology playlist to figure out a slower version of how to read the chart. So we're looking at this area right here, right, Jonathan? That's what we're looking at, the 10th house. So we're going to explore Jonathan's 10th house in a way that in a way that I've taught y'all how to explore. We want to go from the outside to the inside. We want to go from the most vague to the most detailed information, okay? Now, whenever I search a birth chart, or whenever I teach other people how to search their birth charts, I tell them to search everything that has a planet in it first, okay? And then later, by the time you've searched all of the houses with the planets in it, these are just super easy, right? So this house has everything we need for me to show you every example I have. I am going to, there we go. And I'm going to reshape this here. See how well I can do this. Y'all don't worry about all the crap I have on my computer. You just don't worry about it. You hear me? And then I'm just gonna go to Google. Okay. And I'm going to see if I can't. There we go. Everybody give me a high five or something, because this is not like easy to do, you guys. It's not. I still don't even know how to operate my like actual side-by-side thingy. Anyway, so looking at Jonathan's 10th house, if I was going to research Jonathan's 10th house, the first thing that I would do is look at what sign is sitting on his 10th house cusp. And right now it's Aquarius. So to get the most vague thing or details, what I'm going to do is I'm going to search Aquarius in the 10th house. That's what I'm going to search, okay? Because that's the outermost energy that you're going to get, is Aquarius in the 10th house. And once I read whatever I need to read or watch whatever videos about Aquarius in the 10th house, my next search is going to be Jupiter in the 10th house. You're going to search the sign in the house, and you're going to search the planet in the house. Okay? So you'll read up about Jupiter in the 10th house. You've already read up about Aquarius in the 10th house, okay? When you read up about Aquarius in the 10th house, you basically were like, okay, what is the personality of this area of life? The personality is Aquarius. This area of life, which is career and my public persona, is weird, like Aquarian energy. That's what you found out when you searched the sign in the house, okay? But then you took it a little further and you searched the planet in the house. And with Jupiter sitting here, that tells you in the area of career and public persona that there's expansion, there's a lot of teaching and learning and travel in this area. That's some of the things you may learn about Jupiter being in the 10th house, okay? So you've researched the sign in the house and you've researched the planet in the house. Well, now we need more detail. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to research the planet in the sign, okay? So now we're going to look for Jupiter in Aquarius. That's the next layer. Jupiter in Aquarius. That is going to give you the most detail about this whole situation happening in the 10th house, because Jupiter is the overlaid personality to the Aquarius personality. This is the personality of the area of life, but because there's a planet there, it adds an extra aspect to that personality. So now if you search Jupiter in Aquarius, you're going to really know what it feels like, how it's going to act, what that area of life is going to really look like, and how it's going to feel. This is when you get the most detail, when you search the planet in the sign. Okay, you already have read about the area of life in general, but now you're going to understand how it feels and what you're going to actually be experiencing when you search Jupiter in Aquarius. So, and it'll be more personal too, as you can see just from what I'm typing. If some of you have been paying attention just from the tidbits in the search, you'll notice how it's more personal and they're talking more about people than general things. They're talking more about the person. Okay, so that is how I am going to take the time to look at Jonathan's 10th house. Okay, now for me, I have general knowledge about what the 10th house is, how Jupiter acts, what Aquarius is, and how it acts. So right off the top of my head, I'm going to automatically look at the 10th house, and I'm going to automatically know, because Aquarius is here, there's going to be a weird trend setting, you know, what do you call it? Far seeing type, visionary type energy here. Okay. Because Aquarius is sitting there. But because Jupiter is also there adding to the personality, let's see. Oh no. Let me see. Have I been muted this whole time? No? Sarah says she's not hearing me, but I have not been muted. I'm not on mute. So let me see what's going on here. Can everybody else hear me? You wanna just holler at me through the chat and tell me if you can hear me? Because I just said a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm like, really though?
I wonder if it's because
this tells me that I'm talking. I can see that I'm not muted and it can hear me. So, but for some people, y'all may be having technical difficulties. So we'll see, you know. Can you hear me? Did you turn me on? Yeah. Okay, mute me. Hurry up, because you're right next to me. You good? Oh my God.
Hold on, I'm trying.
Well, I'm glad some of you can hear me, so that I don't have to do a replay on this thing, okay? And now I'm like, somebody's gonna need to respond.
They have to go to join audio at the bottom.
They have to go to join audio at the bottom?
If they're on the cell phone and that's on the phone app, join audio is at the bottom. They have to click on that. And then click on call via device audio in order to join, in order to hear. But otherwise, it's been recording audio this whole time.
Yeah. Alrighty. So where did I leave off though? I'm so sorry. I was talking about, oh my gosh, they're seeing like stupid notifications. I'm like, how do I do this? Anyway, I was talking about Aquarius being trend-setting and weird. Like, that's the first thing that I see, like in bullet point fashion. I already have ideas about Aquarian energy. So I already know that in the area of how people see Jonathan, they're gonna, okay, good. I'm glad you can hear now, Sarah. Thanks, love. In the area of how the general public sees Jonathan, they're gonna generally think that there's weird aspects or trend-setting aspects or visionary aspects to him. And then when you bring Jupiter into the fold, what's gonna happen is they're also gonna see him as expansive and as sort of a philosopher, or even somebody that has a hunger for knowledge because of that Jupiter energy. But between Jupiter and Aquarius energy, Jupiter already has that hunger for knowledge and expansion, and then Aquarius energy is also a researcher. So when you put those two together, it's expanding on research, it's expanding on, and it could be any kind of research. It could be just going within and expanding on what you find out. Okay, so there's this expansion of research situation going on here with Jonathan and how other people are seeing him and how he operates within his career field. Okay, he learns things and then expands on them. He just doesn't take information in and say, okay, well, that's that. No, Jonathan may learn how to ride a bike. But then what Jonathan will do is say, well, okay, now that I know how to ride a bike, I want to learn how to build one. He's expanding on learning how to ride a bike, and now he's dipping into the Aquarian energy, that scientific, let me figure out how this works type energy, and now he wants to build his own bike. You see? So that's kind of how the general public sees him and how what his career generally would look like, you know, expanding and building on information that he finds. Okay. Jupiter also rules, what do you call it? Your job, media and like that kind of stuff, like the jobs that have to do with the internet and stuff. So Aquarian energy is already wireless type computers, laptop, you know, anything electronic. And then you add Jupiter where you're putting things like media and TV and anything that is portraying a message, like newspaper and stuff like that. If you put those together, then that's kind of an idea of what Jonathan's career would look like. You know, it could be marketing, it could be media, anything like that. Marketing research, you know, it could be, because I'm looking and I'm getting the information. Y'all have to understand, I am not an astrologer. I'm an astrology enthusiast, and the way that I work is intuitively. I'm pulling information as I'm talking. This is why I teach y'all how to research your own chart, okay? This is why I teach you how to research your own chart. anyway, so yeah, publishing. That's the word that I was looking for. Publishing. And with Aquarius, you're talking about groups and organizations. So he could be publishing for groups and organizations, working with groups and organizations, publishing material of any kind. Like right off the bat, that's what his career, those are aspects of career, and it could involve travel, journalism, things like that. With a humanitarian type flair. Hey, I'm learning this stuff and now I have to put it out to the masses. The water bearer, Aquarian type energy. I'm seeing trends, so I'm able to take that information and that data and provide results, not just for myself, but for the whole or for the group, right? So this is the energy that Jonathan has in his 10th house. So, and of course, not everybody knows, but Jupiter is quite a lucky planet. I call Jupiter Santa Claus. So Jupiter will bring him opportunities in those areas that I just talked about. It will be easy for him to get opportunities when it comes to media, when it comes to publishing and things like that, when it comes to working with organizations and groups because of this placement. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys, just a tidbit so you could see what it looks like when you get a mentorship and you choose Vedic astrology as a tool and you have a specific question to where I'm looking at your chart for you. This is an idea of what it looks like, and it's also a reminder to go to the the Vedic astrology website. I mean, not website, playlist on my channel to learn how to search your own chart. Now, what I'm going to do in the description and in the comments is I'm going to give you the link to the app that I use to get the chart in the first place, because hello. There's a lot happening right now. Anyway, your profile is free. The first profile is free. They have a lot of locked features on the app itself, but your actual first profile is free to where you can see your chart and you can access your chart and start at least researching it. All right. So yeah, that is what I have for you, loves, today. Hopefully this helped you understand what happens in a mentorship better. You have two tools to choose from. Tarot, you have two tools per session to choose from. And I use Vedic astrology, tarot, channeling, oracle cards, numerology as well. So this is just an example of what that looks like. Now I have to leave you so that I can actually finish looking at Jonathan's 10th house with him in detail, the way that I would normally do, because I was really vague with you guys. But have a beautiful day, and don't get bored. All righty.